All right, let's kick this off. So we are Marky. I am the product designer and the CPO of Marky. I work on a lot of the experience and the new features that we're rolling out. And Joe?
Yeah, I'm Josiah. I'm the CEO. I also do a lot of development as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And fun fact, we're brothers. And we've been running Marky for is it at least 1 year?
A little over a year.
A little over a year.
Out of Austin, Texas.
Yeah, out of Austin, Texas. So
sorry, for what is what, I think you guys are cool.
You think we're cool?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're cool and your product is cool. Yeah.
We try. So let's go over some release features. These are new features within the past 2 weeks. So Joe?
Yeah, so we've been switching some things up here at Marky. For those who have been with us for a while, you might have started to see some stuff changing over the last couple of weeks. We actually have been moving about 4 times faster in the last couple of weeks than we have in the history of Marky. And so we've been able to actually speed up our timelines for a lot of features that we were planning to get out. So we want to give you just a quick overview of the last 2 weeks, what we've been deploying. So I'll just kind of gunshot them here, and then we'll go into each one in a little bit more depth. And then at the end, we'll open it up for our time for questions and stuff. So if we're going through a feature, you're like, oh, I want to see more about that, or I have questions about that, just jot it down and we'll talk about it afterwards. So yeah, well, starting off, we released a theme viewer. And by the way, if you are wanting to know about these updates as they're happening, make sure you're part of our Facebook community. We always post videos every time we release this to our Facebook community. So it's a great way to understand what we're releasing. So yeah, theme viewer. Next, we release categories for our topics. Next, importing topics from a CSV. Next, we release social previews. And then next, we release generating from a URL. Next, we release categories on posts. And then just recently, we released grid view for posts. So Eli, let's dig into each one of those.
Yeah. So we'll start by talking about theme viewer. This should be an easier way to see themes, review themes. You can filter by style, by category, and then also you can see what the newest themes are. And so hopefully this makes it a little bit easier to see themes. There will be additional updates in the future where you can drill into these to see individual templates, but at the very least, it's a little bit easier to navigate the themes and the designs that you're using in Marky.
Yeah, thanks. Next is topic categories. If you didn't know, so topics are kind of the core of how content's created. So being able to manage those and making sure they're on brand for you is really important. And categories, if you have watched many videos about social media management, you'll hear about pillars. And pillars are kind of the core of what your page, your socials is about, so people know if they want to follow you. So categories are those pillars, and then those topics inside those categories are what you can generate posts about. So yeah, just an overall improvement to the way that topics are managed. And so yeah.
Yeah, and categories will be a huge part in some of the new features coming down the road for Marky as well. And so we also have the option to import topics. So easier ways to get topics into Marky. You can do some bulk import through CSV file, URL. These are a little bit more technical, probably for more of the people that have been using Marky for a little while. We've had this requested from more of our expert users, but it's possible now. You can get bulk import topics, and topics are kind of the core of what Marky generates posts from. So being able to get a lot in here and easily update and change them around has been a requested feature for a while.
Mm-hmm. And next is social preview. So this is an entirely new post editor modal. And so you can actually see now what this post would look like on different socials. And this is a little bit of a teaser for what's coming next, because we are going to allow you to start customizing the post for different socials and actually having the AI create different variations of the post that are optimized for each social. So, you know, LinkedIn are going to be long posts, Twitter, quick tweets, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And then next up, we also have the ability to generate from URL. So when you go to generate posts, there's a like custom generate button that you can click to, be able to generate posts with just a description if you have, something you want to generate from or a topic, and the newest option is a URL. So if you release a blog or, have a particular website that gives information about your domain really well, and you want to be able to create content and create posts out of that material, you can now easily do that with this generate from URL. This is also actively in development, so you'll see continual improvements on this over the next few weeks.
Does it pull images too?
Joe?
So currently not, but literally today I'm working on something that will pull images as well.
Yeah, and you can.
Yes. I asked because I noticed you got cars.com. It's just a coincidence. I have 32 car dealerships using your system. And sometimes that's one of the problems I'm having is matching the ad to the correct vehicle. So I have to manually go in there and fix things. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, we have an update later on that will relate with that. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, so then categories is, we talked a little bit before about categories, but we made some additional improvements to it around those colors there. And once we release categories and we put it on our Facebook group, thank you everyone on our Facebook group for communicating with us, because that really helps us. Because last week we released categories and people said, these categories are great for topics. We want them for more stuff across the platform. So just today, we actually just a few minutes ago released a new version where those categories can be used for more than just topics.
Yeah, so we have postcards with categories, and as part of this update, categories have colors, and then you can see the category on the top left. Also, we've completely redone how posts look, and so new version of posts. You can see what category that post belongs to. That can help with scheduling, making sure you have a good variety of topics. And then also there's the review banner and process looks a little bit different. That's where agency members have the review process. And then also agencies have commenting features, and you can see that has moved. And also it doesn't show it in this graphic, but the inputs, this used to be in a drill in option, so you might have not seen it, but there's an inputs button now, which will show you the inputs of a post. You can see what topic that was generated with and what theme it was generated with. And so it's easy to kind of trace back, why am I getting this post, and help improve your strategy. And, oh yeah, Joe?
Yeah, the grid view. This was a highly requested feature for a long time, especially for people that have big monitors and want to be able to review more content at scale. And so this is, just released.
Yeah. And let's talk about what's coming up next. So as Joe said, we've really been improving our just overall development process. Yeah, we're probably at 4 times amount of speed right now than we used to be a month ago. So we're looking forward to these new updates. We're doing an improved generation flow, so you should be able to have an easier time generating posts, generating certain types of media for posts. You could do, image carousel, but also just more options when you're generating new posts. Josiah's working on AI image generation stuff. So like we were talking about earlier, having GBT image generation and some other image options within a post. We're working on multiple queues and schedules, and that also relates back to categories. So if you want to be posting about Testimonial Tuesdays, every Tuesday, posting this type of category, things like that is around the corner. They're specializing a post per channel. We talked about the previews, having different previews. That will be hand in hand with being able to have overrides and exposing the settings for specific channels and making that easy to edit. And then like Tony mentioned earlier with the cars, we are working on products and testimonials and products and services. So being able to store that information in Marky along with, these images are related with this product, and then have Marky specifically post about that product or pull in that product when it's generating its normal posts. So some better ways to organize data within Marky. And then lastly, self-improving AI features and also exposing some of the AI, underlying AI flow to users. So, like for that customizing per channel, allowing people, if they want to override Marky's default way that it customizes per channel, just allowing people to have the ability to customize the prompting to their specifications, to their wants, and kind of work a little bit closer with the underlying logic of Marky. That's just kind of in the near future, and we'll see where that takes us and go from there. But yeah, this is the end of our feature part of the feature dump. And at this point, we'd love to just hear your thoughts and answer any questions that you have about Marky. Yeah, Tony, go for it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I got 4 quick ones. I'll just do one just to give other people time, and then I'll come back. One of the biggest problems I'm having, I had 2 car dealers call me about this, is that on some templates, the logo is just too small. And I got 2 dealerships call me, Tony, why they think I'm manually doing the post, I guess. And that was the 2 dealerships that mentioned that to me. And I did run a couple of tests and did notice that it's not on all templates, but randomly on some of them, the logo is just so tiny, you can't even read anything on it. Is there any way we can set the minimum width and height for a logo before it's added to a post?
Yeah, we can add some more options for logos in general about like what size they should be. One other note is you can, on any post, you can leave feedback. So that is another way. If there's a weird template that isn't quite right, you can leave feedback on that template. Let us know. That's another way. Let us know, hey, like this looks off. The logo's too small on this one, and we can fix that. But we'll take note of it as well and probably add some options to hard set the size of the logo instead of it being randomly.
Okay, I'll leave my other questions for later just to give other people a chance.
All right. Go for it.
Right, just want to check, like I asked this question earlier, the same way Marky currently generate graphics content, would that be at some point in the future where it will be able to generate video content, like automated video content?
Yeah, so currently, a lot of people don't know about this kind of hidden, it's a starter feature, but you can auto-animate your graphics. So it just takes your current graphic and it adds some automations to them. If you open it up your post in the editor, and then there's a button to auto-animate. I think Eli's pulling it up. Hopefully, yeah, I'm still deploying actually this I just released right before this call. And but yeah, so that is like something that's in the product right now. But then we're actually looking at integrating with other AI generators like Pico. Oh, it's working out.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, guys, it's back up if you're having trouble with Marky. But we are looking at some of those. I am curious to hear from people. I think there's a couple different types of videos that we could go down the path of. So one is kind of, I would call it like a templated video, similar to how we have templated images. So, when it comes to images, there's kind of 2 types of image. There's a templated image, which is what Marky's mostly doing right now. And then there's just a fully AI generated image, from GPT-4o or something. And something where we talk about here at Marky is like, when should you use one or the other? And I think there's an analogous I think videos are analogous in that you could have like a templated video, which is just like some stock footage and some text over it that's animated. And that's kind of what we do right now. Eli, you showed them. I wasn't watching the auto-animate feature. But then, yeah, there's kind of that also you could do a fully AI generated video, which those are becoming better, and it might just be a few seconds. But for most people, they're just scrolling on socials anyways. It's just kind of like you want to see something that's like, would be a picture, but it's animated, Yeah, I think that's something that I like, is to take what would be like a photo that you maybe have on your website or something, and then just pass it to one of these animators, and they like show, you know, if this person's thumbing up or something, now that person's like smiling and like doing something like this.
But yeah, in short, there is the auto animate option. It will just animate the graphics. It is definitely in our peripherals to do some more video support in Marky. It'll be a little bit further down the road to do. Yeah. Other questions for Marky?
I'll go again if nobody has questions. I got 3 more. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Okay, second question. Sometimes in the outputs, the ones that I don't like, it'd be nice to know which template it is that you're looking at, so that you can remove that template from the list. You know how you can have all of them in and you can slowly eliminate which ones you like and dislike? Sometimes I'm looking at one I definitely don't like, but I don't know the name of that template. It should be nice if we could have that template name there also, so that we can keep track of which ones we really do like and which ones we don't. That's a quickie quick. Let me cross that one out. The next one is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Real quick. So that's what this is right here.
We
So
just released this like a few minutes ago.
And that's the
Yeah.
output?
So you can view the show inputs for the post, and then you can see what theme it was generated here. You also have the option to quickly disable it right from the post, and it disables it, so it won't
that's
use that.
Perfect. That is, boy, you guys are on point. All right, next two.
We're adding, sorry, real quick there. We're adding more inputs. That's something we're going to be building out too. Is there's some other inputs that we want to add there, and it's going to be, I think that's going to be a pretty powerful place where you can like see what the goal was, what target social, all these like inputs. So keep checking back there every once in a while, and I think you'll see like more inputs added, and it will kind of give you ability to have more control over your post generation that way.
All right, last question real quick. I mentioned this in that last webinar I attended. Is it possible to control the Google My Business call to action output? For example, like I would like to set them all to default to call now and just have the number pop up on Google My Business. I primarily only do Google My Business. I don't do any of the social media stuff yet.
Yeah, Tony, thank you so much for being so patient about that. I know you have requested that, and I've had it as a ticket on my to-do item list. So now that we made some big changes a couple weeks ago that are allowing us to move a lot faster. So
you guys have made tremendous progress. You're definitely on point. This is probably one of the best investments I've made in a long time. Thank you.
Awesome. Glad to hear. Yeah.
All right. Michelle, you have your hand up.
Hi, just a quick question. I don't like the picture that I put in there for my profile picture and my logo on my post. So is there a way you can turn those off?
Yeah, or you can also change them. So in here, you go to branding, you can see your logo and your headshot. You can remove them completely, which will mean that, you know, Marky just doesn't use them in the posts. Or you can also re-upload a different version if you want.
Right. I don't want a standard, like I don't like things standard a lot of times. And so that's why it just bothered me that every post that it created, my logo was showing up. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. You can just remove it and then it won't show up.
So it's only for that is important. You know how some apps, they like your picture and so they know who they're talking to or whatever. And so this is only for the branding only then.
Yeah, this is specifically this, yeah, is only for the branding. I think the logo does show up there, but I mean, it'll just show a little circle if you don't have it. So yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, Tony King.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing well.
I got a quick question, but I just wanted to start just by saying that you guys are awesome. And not only is your software awesome, but just the way you're doing this and the way that you are so available to everybody with questions and like talked to, I think it's D or whoever in the background. It's just very refreshing because there's so many companies out there, so many people that take your money and they don't want to hear from you again. And it's just, whenever something's come up, I've talked to Josiah a few times and stuff like that. It's great. So I just wanted to say that.
Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really do appreciate what you're doing. You guys are doing it right. So many other businesses could learn from you guys. Having said that, though, my only question was, I don't know if this is possible or not. Sometimes when I have a post made, and it gives me a photograph, a what do you call it, a stock photo, so to speak.
Yeah.
Is there a way, like, if I like the way everything looks, but just the stock photo just isn't right, that I can like just click it or do something and it'll like start rotating through different stock photos for me to find what I like?
Yeah, so you can edit the design either by clicking this or clicking into the image. It'll show the photo here, and then you can search images here, and it will just show you a bunch of stock photos. You can pull in and just drag and drop a different one to swap it out.
Okay, so drag and drop it. I find it over there first. Yeah.
Do you have to delete the original image? Because that's what I've been doing. Maybe that's the mistake I've been doing.
No, you don't need to. Yeah. It'll just
Oh, okay,
auto-
great.
Yeah. I will say we are considering a complete new design editor as well, which might just be nicer and easier to use and stuff like that. So that might be something in the next month or two around the horizon. We'll see.
And people know, right? If you double click on it, that's how you can crop it and move it around.
Yeah, you can double click to like adjust the cropping and stuff like that as well.
Oh, that reminds me, a quick question. Is it possible, I label my images, because since I deal with cars, I have, like, for example, a 2025 Subaru Impreza. So if, let's say I got 10 images, I'll label them all Subaru Impreza 2025 and then put parentheses 1. Is there any way I could hover over and see the vehicle name so that I attach the correct image? The reason why I ask is my ultimate goal is to outsource this all to a VA. They don't know these cars as well as I do. So it'd be nice if I tell them, look, if you're not sure about if you're picking the correct car for the ad, hover over the image in the gallery and it'll tell you the title at a minimum of the car. And that's actually good for any kind of product, so that you know you're attaching the right image to the right product.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, we got it written down. When we implement the product feature, we'll use that for consideration and try to figure out a way to bring that in.
But even now, I mean, hovering over, I don't think there's currently any hover action on media. So
I mean, also we don't have a place where they can edit the name.
Or
of
at
the
least
movie.
see the title, be able to see the title that you labeled the image would probably be great for anybody who has a lot of products. And especially if you want to outsource it. That's where I see the problem is if I hire people to do this, they don't know these cars, I'm going to get a lot of posts with cars that look similar but don't match the ad.
Yeah, and the goal is with when we add where you can add products to Marky, that will actually take care of, so that's not even a problem for you because it will only talk about the car that it shows because those images are linked with the product. So hopefully that won't be a problem you even have to solve in the future. But yeah, we'll
That'd be
write it down.
anytime. Excellent, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna go through some of the comments here. AI generated image feature be available. That one will be pretty soon. We're gonna start it with like AI image generation is pretty costly, so we're gonna start with like just a beta version where I think like some are like 20 images a user, something like that.
especially, yeah. Well, we are really interested in bring your own key. That's been something that a lot of people have requested.
Yeah.
And that would allow us to just offer unlimited image gen.
But yeah, we're figuring out how that will be deployed. And I can't say exactly how updates will be mapped to AppSumo buyers at the moment.
I can say this: there's already a mapping that's established, right, between certain AppSumo
Sure,
plans
yeah.
and the plan in Marky. So that's going to be respected. So if your respective plan in Marky gets a feature, then you can expect to get it.
Yeah, that's kind of how we're mapping. And I believe that's at the bottom of AppSumo where they, after the plans, they say like how the mapping works. But yeah, we're just whatever the plan's correlated subscription is.
I've got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Is there any way, because I'm thinking about upgrading to the white label version, is there somewhere where I can see what that looks like and how that works?
Yeah, there sure is. So if you're in Marky here, you can add clients here to business. Now, something to note is you have team and you have clients. Those are different. And I thought we renamed this to agency team, but this is your agency. This is people that actually, to manage them, you go to the agency. So I think some people have gotten confused with.
Yeah, this is important. A lot of people get confused about this.
Yeah, because they'll add people to their agency team, or they'll add clients to their agency team, but then they see Marky branding and it's not white labeled and stuff like that.
And they'll get anyone you add to a Marky. We'll never send an email to a client, but we'll send emails like you got invited and stuff.
Like
to your
feature
team
updates
members.
and stuff like
Yeah,
that
and
to
feature updates.
team members.
So
So
if you've added, a lot of times what people will get confused, and we'll add a client to a team, and they'll be like, "Why are they getting Marky emails?" It's like,
well, we're gonna try to fix it so it's easier to not mess up. But yeah, add people to your clients. You can see them here. You can preview. Okay, and actually, I guess that you can just do that. So in the white label here, Joe's, where's the?
I hit it for now.
Oh.
More generally to what he's talking about, if you go under help, you'll see at the bottom, you'll see some different options for help. I keep thinking we need to add our YouTube there. We'll add our YouTube, but the help center, we have a knowledge base, which is where you can see a bunch of documentation about the white label and how it works and stuff. And then it should have links. If you look us up on YouTube, we have a couple YouTube videos about our white label process as well.
Yeah, and you should be able to add yourself and preview it.
You can
Right.
also, we do have a 7-day free trial. I feel like I shouldn't be saying this because you're going to destroy our conversion rate metrics if you do this, but you could sign up for a trial just to see if you like it and cancel.
But yeah, there should be, yeah, yeah. We'll figure out. There should be a preview mode. I guess that got removed
You
temporarily.
could add yourself as a client, and
you can add
see what
yourself
what
and
it looks like.
preview it that way.
Yeah.
You know?
So when you add a client, you have to, because we'll never send an email to a client, you have to copy that invite link. And then, yeah.
If I add a new
And then
client,
you send that via WhatsApp or email or whatever you want.
yeah, and you'll get a link, and that's just for white labeling purposes. So that way it doesn't have Marky in it, and it can just come directly from you. But yeah, you'll copy that link and then share it with the client. So, well, there should be a preview mode. I guess there is something wrong with it, but when we have that, there also will be a little preview button here to see what it looks like. Yeah. Okay. I'm new without a website. Should I use a competitor as a starting point? That's up to you. If you have a website, you're thinking that would be a great website, or like you love, it perfectly aligns with your brand, go for it. You could build a business from that. We also have the option to start from a description. So if you just want to describe your business and what you do, you can do that instead. And yeah, if I change business here and I add in a description, there's also an option to use a description that works just as well. So either way.
I mean, if you have an hour though, I would go onto whatever Wix or whatnot or whatever you want to use, create a little website, because Marky will produce better content. Like there's so much we get from your website, like your brand colors, your logo, your fonts, like your style, all this stuff that if you just type in a description, we just won't know all that. So I think starting from a website is way better.
If you have a website, but if you don't, a description works just fine. Is the M Marky logo on all photos that are shown in the editor. So that's only the free version that has the watermark right here. If you purchase, if you have any paid subscription.
I think maybe they're seeing the logo that we had on our personal Marky posts.
Oh yeah, I think that's just
our personal posts.
using Marky for Marky. It has our logo on our posts, but yeah, if you're using Marky for a different business, it won't have that. Cool.
All right, the AI, yeah, so the app tier 2 AppSumo plan can schedule as far out as you want, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should, yeah. Let's see. We'll also go to people who have their hands raised. C. Mason.
Yeah. Hey guys, how you doing? Well, I was the gentleman that asked about the website thing. It's because we just bought a drive-in movie theater and we don't have a website yet. However, when you guys actually went to the Marky white label, we also own commercial real estate, and this actually might be a whole new market for you guys. I'm now it was like an epiphany because we own commercial real estate and we have a lot of tenants. I could see this just being an auxiliary offer to all of our tenants, and I just wanted to say, like, wow, this would be a huge opportunity for me because it's in my best interest that my tenants do well, and if I can help them, it's just an additional auxiliary add-on for them to justify their rents. So it was just one of those things that when you get a tenant in a small town, we own a building that's got 22 different offices and retail space in it. And we provide like free commercials over the audio system for all of our tenants. And now we're going to provide them the ads at the drive-in movie theater, but to be able to turn around and help automate their social media is massive because a lot of them just, especially in small towns, they don't know how to do it. And they end up going with some freaking foreign company that calls them up that says, oh, we're with Google, thank you very much. And they get ripped off by hundreds and thousands of dollars. So for a building owner like myself to provide Marky the ability for people to help their business become successful, it would be massive. So you will be seeing me upgrade from the regular Marky that we just purchased to the white label, because that's just a huge opportunity for commercial business owners.
That's awesome. Yeah, are these businesses ones that people go to do something at?
Yeah, so again, small town America, we've got a barber shop, we've got a nail salon, we've got the local insurance guy, we've got a small restaurant. It's just all across the gambit. They all know they need to do social media, and some post on Facebook, but they're busy running their business. And when it comes to like their audio ads, because we got an audio system that plays commercial licensed music across the building, I actually put together the ad through AI and using AI voice and everything, and then upload it to the audio system. And I just do that because at the end of the day, I want my businesses to be successful. It's always easier to keep a tenant than it is to find a new tenant.
Yeah.
And I tell all my businesses that.
That's a great business model.
Yeah, talk to Tony Q. I was going to say, because he was the one that really opened up my mind to how powerful Google Business is nowadays for local businesses. And, Marky integrates with them. And I think Tony is really leading the way on using that powerfully. So that could be useful for your thing, Mason.
Excellent. And it's Charlie. My apologies. And would that be Tony Q or Tony King?
Tony Q.
Tony Q, yeah.
Okay. I'll get up with Tony and I'll try to direct DM him right now. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just drop my email if anybody needs help, because I love helping small businesses like yourself. That is a fantastic business model you have.
People don't understand, if small town America is getting killed by Amazon. Amazon is just, man, this is a 1,000-pound gorilla that's just walking into these small towns, and we're losing small town America, and it's scary. It is scary to live in a small town to see what's happening. So anyway, but you guys can help you know, something like Marky that can automate this process so that the clients can get their message out without having to hire a third party, that's a win for me because that helps them be successful. So
Yeah, that's what we're
great.
here for.
Wonderful. Thanks, guys.
Well, we're coming close to time, but we'll just kind of go through some of these real quick. So, yeah, lawn posts, we are working on getting more customized for channels, so that should come with that. Folders for images, yep, that will kind of come with categories and come with, we're working on towards that. Also products and services, fitting images with those, so that's on its way. We will make this recording available. It will be on our Facebook community and our YouTube. And we'll be sharing that out. And yeah, themes, templates, eventually there will be ways to drill in a little bit further. That is on our roadmap. And I saw, let's see, Michelle, I think we have time for one more question.
It's kind of 3 quick ones, if you can get them in. Just
Okay.
The memory. The memory is kind of like AI, the GPTs, and you put documents in there so that it gets to read you and understand more about your business, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
Are all the images the same size? And if not, how do you know what size Google Business is? Because I have yet to figure that one out.
Yeah, so currently they all generate in the square format. You can adjust them in the design editor. In our newer,
Can you show them how to do that real quick?
yeah, and then we are working on when you do customize it per social, that includes not only the text, but also the ratio and the size of the image. So you can adjust it like this. And this image is going to be going out to just all the socials, but we are working on a way to automatically do that.
Okay, and I noticed you didn't have Google Business in there. And the last is, how do I make sure I don't miss these office hours? I got no email or anything about it. A friend of mine who's on the call told me about it, and I jumped on real quick. So how do I find out about it?
Well, being on our Facebook community is a great place to get all Marky updates. Joe, did you share that yet?
It was someone shared a link.
Or I'll put it in I'll put it in there again. That's one of the best ways. Also, if you're not part of our email list, you can put in your email and we'll put you on our email list. You can also, I think, sign up for our email list on our website, actually, just at the bottom of our website. We have an option to subscribe to our newsletter. That's another great way to get updates.
Okay, because I was wondering, because I went through AppSumo, so that's why I was wondering.
Yeah. We might have something that doesn't like sign them up or something.
That would be a bug if we did. I'd check your spam and stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay.
How often are you going to do these?
We do them every month.
Okay.
On the Thursday. Was it the second Thursday of the month? I believe. But yeah, we always release a email and a Facebook community post. Yeah. Oh,
Cool.
A random thing. Did you show them how you can change the category of the post?
Oh yeah, you can also, if for whatever reason, or you're creating a new post, but yeah, you can change the category. That's just for tagging. Yeah.
Oh, did you show them for agencies how they can like leave a comment or mark
Yeah.
the post ready for review? Okay.
Yeah. That was just in the images. Yeah. Awesome. Well, sorry if we didn't get to your question, but thank you so much to everyone for hopping in, and it's always a joy to get to talk to people that are using Marky, and yeah, thanks for joining.